So we'll come to that at the end. Anyway, the map is where we start. That map says it all. That map's climate change. What it means is that if you draw a line level with Paris all around the world, below that it's uninhabitable. It's coloured red. Now then, and so I just got to look at my notes to get it right, but yeah, it means this. What it means that by the end of this century, by 2100, there'll only be 1 billion people left. It started already. We'll all be migrants, all trying to get to the green part. Now, that's the problem. Why don't we know about it? Why do I only know about it 5 years ago? This is public information. That map comes from NASA, the American Space Agency. It's a bit different there because I just made it more graphic, but it's exactly the same division line and exactly what's going to happen. Now then, so, right, I know we don't know about it because the ones who control us, the people who control us, I don't call them people, I call them anti-people. Yes. And they are very, very few. 1 million anti-people control 7 billion. Do you know who that 1 million are? It's the banks, the conglomerate corporations, and the politicians who serve them. And the reason we don't know about the map is they're so busy working desperately the rotten financial system that they're just completely, it's not on their radar. They don't even know about it because they're just so power driven, and they get their power through the rotten financial system by creating poverty and taking all our money and giving it to a few rich people. That is the rotten financial system. Now then, when I write rotten financial system, I write ROT for rotten, rot, and S for system, but I always put 2 lines through the S, and then so it looks like a dollar sign, and I call it the rot dollar. It's the rotten system, and it's global. These few million people, that's what I'm talking about. It's completely global. There's no opposition. What about all those NGOs? I'm starting to work with them because they are an opposition. They would be the biggest opposition the world's ever known. There's so many of them. They're all having to do the work that government should be doing. Now then, so they're all blind to the problem, and the problem is the rotten financial system itself. It's designed to create poverty. It's actually designed to create poverty. As long as it works, we can't help poverty. It's designed to make poverty. And it's run on debt, and it's run on fossil fuel and cheap labour. And it's a war economy, and it causes climate change. It's completely corrupt. And what's more, it's bankrupt. When you hear in the paper how the economy is, that's just for investors. It's nothing to do with reality. Investors who are still wrecking the place, putting up flats in London that are empty, all this stuff, fracking, it's all wreckage. By the way, they pass the parcel on to their investment. Whoever gets stuck with it when the music stops, it's like passing the parcel, they go bankrupt. Everybody's going bust anyway, and the world is bankrupt. Now then, the way out of this is only one way, and that is a green economy. Now then, because we've identified the enemy, rot, dollar, and therefore our saviour is going to be the green economy. This is the solution. What's good for the planet is good for the economy and it's good for people. But the first time ever I've ever been able to say to anybody, what can we really do? What can I do? I've never had a proper answer. It's just inform yourself. I never had an answer, and I've got the answer now. And I don't know why it took so long for the penny to drop. The green economy, by the way, it's about community, it's about culture and fair share of the world's wealth, and it will reward knowledge and ideas and hard work. It'll be a fair system. This is what we have to work towards. Right, so where's the easier solution? Don't laugh, it's so easy, it's so simple. Why aren't we all doing it? Why didn't we think of it before? Switch to green energy. Just change your electric bills. It's all there waiting for you. You can just do that so easily. You don't have to do a thing except stop paying the fossil fuel industry and change and start paying the green fuel industry. And you know what will happen then? Well, let me have a look. Yeah, so it's the same price. It's very easy to do. I don't use the internet very much, hardly. Well, I actually don't use it at all. But, and so the easy way to do it, if you're like me and you don't use the internet, get somebody to help you. I use Ecotricity. It's a very easy one. Dale Vince, it's absolutely brilliant. Ecotricity. Right, so can you imagine when we've got a target, half the country on green energy as soon as possible, definitely within a couple of years. Seriously, we've got to do that. It's our only hope. And so, can you imagine when half the country's on green energy, the rotten financial system, which is administered by our government, would not be able to do what it does anymore. It would be completely undermined. It couldn't function. They couldn't do what they do now and give £30 billion subsidy to fossil fuel. They couldn't do that. We'd have money, we'd have the first step. This is the end of my speech. This is the first step towards a free world. It's the most important thing you could ever do in your life. This simple thing, switch to green energy, switch to Ecotricity.
Thank you. Well done, Vivienne.
I never knew what to say before, ever since punk. We never had a strategy then, that's why we never got anywhere. This is so ridiculously easy. Let's all have a laugh and get and stay alive. Bye.